Hey there, welcome to Authentically Raw. I'm your host, Jamie Berris. Okay, warning, I'm feeling pretty passionate about what I'm going to talk about today. So the warning is, I promise I'm not yelling at you. When I get passionate and I get a little fired up, I've often been told, stop yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you, but I've got to get this out, because do you ever want to do cartwheels or scream from the top of the roofs because you finally had a revelation over something that has been gnawing away at you forever? So for the longest time, I could not grasp what this whole ego stuff was about. Like, since diving into all of this self-helpery, self-development, self-love stuff several years ago, after hitting rock bottom, everyone's talking about the ego, and I just couldn't get it. All I could think of is, it's the ego, and sorry guys to rip on you, but just some guy that walks around with his, chest puffed, where's the gym? Which then I just thought of Chris Farley, and he really wasn't puffing his muscles. But anyway, I could not understand this whole ego stuff. I get it. And I've been wanting to do an episode and talk about the ego, and guess who was speaking to me and talking me down? The ego. Because it told me, you don't know what you're talking about, you can't hit record, you're going to back yourself into a corner, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the shower this morning and boom, your ego is a mind manipulator. It is a mindset. That is what your ego is. And yes, this is a clean show, so if you want to throw your earmuffs on, I'm going to get passionate and I'm just going to say, the worst word ever. But you want to know what? Your ego is a piece of shit. And your ego tells you you're a piece of shit. Your ego is the one that fills you with self-doubt. Your ego is the one that robs you of your confidence and fills you up with insecurity. Your ego is that perfectionism that paralyzes you, that steals your productivity, that steals everything away from putting stuff out, whether it's messy, whether it's wrong, whether it's right. It shrinks you down and swallows you up. Your ego says you're not enough. Your ego says you're not worthy. You're not valuable. Your ego is there to destroy you. And your ego silences out the authentic you, the real, raw, authentic you. You become your ego when you are ruled by that mindset. And I'm starting to realize that I think in song lyrics, and I'm trying really hard not to basically talk about song lyrics every single day on this podcast, but Another One Bites the Dust by Queen was blaring through the speakers while I had this revelation. Instantly, I am put back to my childhood. I'm the youngest of 3 girls. I can see my sisters and I upstairs, and we lived in one of those houses where you walk in the front door, you either went upstairs or downstairs. I'm thinking you call that a bi-level. So when you went upstairs, there was, I believe these were probably supposed to be living areas or living rooms. Well, it was either a playroom or someone's bedroom. We were constantly switching up rooms and furniture and who was going to, sleep, share a room, who wanted alone, all that kind of stuff. But for the longest time, we had a jukebox in there. This jukebox played 8 tracks. And I specifically remember in the dark at night, that jukebox blaring music, and the whole bottom of that jukebox was, I guess you call it the strobe lights. It flashed red, orange, yellow, and blue or green. You could switch up the colors, but it flashed to the beat. So you could switch the colors, and whether it was like a fast beat, fast flash, whatever. But I can remember us girls up there singing all these songs and just jamming out to them, feeling so free. Nothing held you back. There was no ego on my shoulder telling me I danced stupid or to stop dancing or just not be authentic me, right? And when you really think about the song lyrics, I feel like that is your ego. It's, another one bites the dust. Hey, it goes, what is it? Another one down and another one down and another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm going to get you too. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, I have a horrible singing voice, but I don't care. Guess what? That is your ego. And I swear he goes around. Sorry, it's a he to me. It's got gnarly teeth and almost like horns. It's almost like a devil. I don't know. Who is your ego? Get that picture. But I feel like he goes around with that snickery smile on his face and looks at people and talks to people. And it's another one bites the dust and another one down and another one down and another one bites the dust. And it's, hey, I'm going to get you too. So truly, are you going to let your ego get you? Because your ego will keep you small. Your ego will shrink you down. Your ego will silence you. Your ego will stop you from being authentically you. Your ego will stop you from saying what needs to be said in a relationship. Your ego, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in a loving way. Your ego holds you back from being true and loving and authentic you. Your ego holds you back from taking risks. Your ego holds you back from throwing stuff out, from loving yourself. Your ego will do anything it can to destroy you, because when your ego infests your brain, it is your ego's voice that dictates your life. It is no longer your voice. It silences you, puts out that fire, that flame, whatever it is inside you that keeps you going. Right before I hit record, I even thought, wait, whoa, 10 minutes ago, I really had my brain wrapped around what the ego was. Are you sure? Are you sure you know? Are you going to sound stupid? Is somebody going to say, no, you're wrong, that's not what it means? Guess what? I don't care. This is what the ego means to me. And earmuffs again if your kids are listening, but hey, truth be told, my ego would shame me on this one, but oftentimes when I get passionate and fired up, I can swear like a trucker. I'm not going to, but you know what? I will talk back to my ego. No, you're the piece of shit, and you will not shame me down. You will not cause me to be, whatever it is, an ungrateful, unforgiving, resentful person. You will not put the fire out on all of my visions, my dreams, my goals. You will not sabotage my relationships. You will not cause me to self-sabotage. I will remain in truth with me. I will be me. Okay, told you I was getting passionate and fired up, and I'm recording this on a Friday, and I told myself I was going to just knock it out of the park as far as batching and being creative today. I've had kids home sick all week, and this will be another episode, but it's tough when we get pulled out. And again, I'm looking back at this week, and I see how often my ego was telling me every reason why I can't make this podcast happen. Every reason why I need to dumb myself down, stay in my lane, stay small. I think of the song Sit Still and Look Pretty or whatever that was. How many women can resonate with that one? Yeah, no. Okay, wow, I think we're going to stop right here, but I hope this helps you identify when it is your ego that has taken over your life, over your mindset, over your attitude, over your actions, over your behavior, especially over how you show up for yourself. Because, again, I would love for you to start developing a really healthy, deep connection with yourself. And that is called self-love. Because when you do, this is the sort of stuff that goes away. It is this ego that wants you to hate yourself. So do not be another one that bites the dust. I'm rooting for you. As always, I'm rooting for you. Be real, be raw, be authentic. Thank you so much for being here as we kick off this podcast together. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey because I'm well aware you could be doing or listening to anything right now. Hey, if you enjoy the Authentically Raw content, please support the show by following, rating, and reviewing on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You can also follow me on social media for daily inspiration. Head over to my website, jamieberris.com, to sign up for weekly transformation tips. Or if you're interested in coaching, I currently have 3 openings for one-on-one coaching. If you're looking for an empowering community, we'd love for you to join us in the Transformation Tribe, our group coaching membership. More info available on my website under the Life Coaching and Membership tabs. One last thing, I'm rooting for you. Be real, be raw, be authentic.